You're watching Mental Health with Marcie, and I'm Marcie. In today's video, we are going to talk about feelings and how yours, mine, and everyone's are valid. And so, if you're wondering, where's the context of this video, let me dial it back, go back in time, and kind of explain a little bit of where this idea came from, and also again, where this concept of your feelings being valid has been kind of strewing throughout my journey in therapy and, just in general improving my mental health. So this specific video idea stemmed from a comment I got maybe, I don't know, 6 months ago or something like that, where someone mentioned how I didn't look depressed enough, that my hair was washed, or I had a stuffy, or I don't know what it was, that I didn't look like I was depressed enough. I'm like, you're funny. I was like, think this hair is clean. That's why they invented dry shampoo. It's not clean. That's not the point. The point is that really in that moment, I felt invalidated, that I was like, okay, I don't disagree with you that there's, other worse things going on, and other people experiencing more difficult times than I am. But that doesn't mean that my experience is automatically invalid and shouldn't be counted as anything, and it should just be dismissed. And so that's something that I've had this kind of thought process long before and after this comment, but just specifically the idea that, are we trying to compete against each other to be the most depressed? I hope not, because nobody wants to be. I don't want anyone to be the most depressed. I sure don't want to win that award. And so really where I kind of land on this subject is the idea that kind of wherever you're at in your journey, whether that's what I'm just putting this, I don't want to say metaphorical scale, but whatever, if you're super, super depressed, or you're a little bit depressed, or a little less depressed, all of those, or if you're not depressed at all of those feelings are still valid, and of course applied to other mental health conditions as well. We're not depression exclusive here. We include all the mental illnesses. Sorry, it sounded so stupid. But anyway, but my feeling was valid. So you see, regardless of where you fall on that spectrum, whether you're doing a little bit better, a little bit worse, a lot better, a lot worse, it's still valid, and it's still worth addressing. And I don't think anyone should make you feel invalid for feeling that way, because it's like, okay, well, maybe I can get out of bed today, but I can't wash my hair, or I can't do this other thing, or I can't work. And so it's one of those things where, okay, well, I guess I got out of bed today, so I can't feel any way about not being able to do the other things. Somebody has it worse off than me. But realistically, every one of those feelings is valid and is not to be dismissed or compared to someone else that, oh, like I said, they have it so much worse than I do. And so it's just something that I've really been thinking about, especially in this last couple of weeks, because I have not been doing well. And so I have been waiting for a time when I'm in a good mood to film, and it hasn't come. So here we are. And it's not because I feel like I need to come across a certain way, come across happy or something, because that ain't this channel. If you want a happy channel, I want to click off to a different one. But it's more so that just feeling like I have the mental energy to actually film a video and do this, or really do anything. And so that's been hard, because I feel like I've been working it up in my head that I need to oh, just have all this great energy and be in this good mood and wash my hair and like look semi decent. And I'm like, if I gotta wait for all that shit to happen, it ain't never gonna happen. So I'm just like, you know what? This is my mood right now. These are my feelings. This is what's going on in my life right now. And so I'm going to accept that, or try to, and embrace it. And still kind of just like go on my way. And you know, that's my life right now. And sometimes it's hard for me to really accept when I'm at what I consider a lower point of sorts, just because I feel like there's always something I can be doing to be better. And I'm like, well, I want to be doing this, and I want to be filming this many videos, and I want to be doing all this yoga, and I want to be writing these stories, or whatever nonsense I've built up in my head. I want to do all these things. And then when I'm not able to do that, I make myself feel bad about it. And so I have a hard time accepting like where I am, and like that it's okay to be where I am, and that it's okay if I'm not okay. I know that's like the whole cliche thing. But it's true. Again, hard to like actually believe. But I am trying to be more self-compassionate, which is why I have, actually at my company, they have a webinar tomorrow about self-compassion. And I was like, this is a perfect time for that, because I sure need it. Because that whole idea of just like being kind to yourself and accepting yourself where you are and giving yourself that grace and really letting yourself be validated in your feelings, that, okay, this is what I'm feeling right now, and that's okay. You know, maybe you feel like shit. Oh, I should link, oh, what is that song? If you have ever seen the Netflix, I guess it's not documentary, special, whatever, Inside by Bo Burnham. He has something about how, something like life is a bag of shit or something. I don't know. It's a good song. I highly recommend the movie. If you haven't seen it, I will link it in the description, and I will link the song. But yeah, sometimes life is just shitty, and that's just how it be. Like, it's gonna be shitty sometimes, and that's okay. But also, that doesn't mean that your feelings are invalid, and that, oh, well, it's shitty, so like everyone's lives are shitty, and so I can't feel bad about this. No, you have every right to feel the way you feel about how you're experiencing life. And so I know you think I'm like arguing with you. I'm just trying to validate you that your feelings are valid, and don't let anyone else tell you otherwise. Listen to me, let me tell you what is. I'm just kidding. Do whatever you want. But yeah, it's just one of those things where sometimes I get caught up in that, where it's like, you know, should I be feeling this way? Like, oh, like, because I was able to get out of bed today, like, am I not, I'm not that depressed, I guess, because I'm doing like some parts of life. And that's why I feel like it's all a spectrum, and it's all about really supporting each other on whatever part of the spectrum you're on. If you're able to be a supportive person to someone else who is struggling, it's always good to do that. If you're not in a headspace to do that, that's okay. But to me, it's more about helping each other out, that we're all in this community, instead of like a competition to see who's the most mentally ill. Because like, do you really want to, like, I don't want to win that competition. I mean, I'm probably up there, but you know, I think it's all about, we should focus more on helping each other, support each other, lift each other up, instead of kind of tearing each other down and being like, oh, you're not as depressed as me. Like, that's silly. So anyway, just wanted to throw that out there, that your feelings are valid, whatever they are, whatever you're experiencing. Even if people in your life have told you they aren't, they are, because I said so. But yeah, that's all for now. Let me know what you think about this topic in the comments down below. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching, and stay well, my friends.